How's everybody doing? Welcome to the channel, SemperFi Mobile Auto Repair. We got a 2004 Ford Mustang Mach-1. Customer concern is that the vehicle has a hard time cranking over, and when it does crank over, he says it will not start. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on with it, whether it's a no crank, no start, or if it's a cranked, no start. So let's take a look at it. Let's go ahead and just pop the hood. Just do a quick visual inspection. Alright, so here's the battery. Make sure it's nice and tight. Take a look, see if there's anything that just stands out. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in and confirm the customer concern. So let's go crank it over, see what we can hear. So this is a stick. Well, the vehicle is definitely starting. They said it was a no crank, no start. It's shaking really bad though. Just gonna let it idle. There is a high chirping sound though. Alright, so all that high chirping you guys hear, that's the throwout bearing. As soon as I press the clutch, you know, you can hear it. It'll come in and out. I'm just pressing the clutch. So it definitely needs a whole clutch system. That's why you hear that high chirping sound. But let me go connect the scanner and take a look at the fuel trims and see how the engine's running, because it was shaking as soon as I started it up. So let's take a look and see what's going on with it. Alright, so just connected the scanner. So let's just go in there and see how the engine's running. Like I said, all that high chirping sound you guys heard, that's definitely a bad clutch. But you know, the customer said it was a no crank, no start, or it was a crank, no start, or a no crank, no start. But as you guys can tell, I'm not sure exactly what was he experiencing, but I did manage to get it started. And it had rough idle. So I'm just going to take a look at the system and see internally how the engine's running. So let's take a look. Okay, traction assist. Does this have it? Traction off. Yeah, so it has to be that. Okay, do an auto scan. So what we have here is C1189 brake fluid level sensor input circuit short to ground, and B1317 battery voltage too high. So this just tells me it's either the alternator is overcharging, but we'll take a look. Like I said, this is not going to prevent the car from starting at all. So let's go back and let's take a look at live data. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's all I'll grab. And let's take a look here. All right, barometric pressure 13.6. That looks good. Battery voltage is a little low, 12.2. Engine coolant temp. Let's see here. I definitely do not like this. Look at the mass airflow. 0.05 grams and the voltage 0.03. There's absolutely no way it should be recording any numbers because the ignition switch is off. So that just tells me we're looking at a defective mass airflow sensor, and that's probably why it's running a little bit rich. Now I haven't taken a look at the fuel trends, but I can smell the fuel. But at the same time, I noticed it was running a little bit rough as soon as I started the vehicle up. See how it's switching? It went to 0 on the grams per second. Now it's at 0.05. That shouldn't be happening. All right, let's turn this bad boy on. Okay, I don't think we're gonna turn it on, leave it on too much. This thing's making a lot of noise. Okay, long-term fuel trims are at 0. Short-term, they're at 8. So they're within that threshold of plus or minus 10%. Mass airflow is at 5.5 grams per second. The battery is at 13.8, so it's definitely not overcharging. If anything, it's undercharging. We should be seeing at least 14. See if we can graph these. they're definitely switching off from rich to lean. The rears, they're at about 800 millivolts. However, I notice they're switching right now. They shouldn't be switching at all. We're talking about the downstream motors. They should flatline around between, I'll say, 600 millivolts to about 750 millivolts. Well, they should stay steady. The fact that they're switching, that just tells me we might have an issue with a cat, unless he doesn't have a cat, because you guys can hear it. Yeah, it's definitely running a little bit rich. Let's go back to fuel trims, short term, long term. No, definitely not. Short term on bank one is, like I said, it's the most I've seen is at 9%. There it is right there. But it's within those specs, plus or minus 10%. Long terms are at 0. Yeah, I just don't like that MAF sensor. The fact that it's giving me, look at that, see that right there, 4.4? That's definitely underreporting. And look at that voltage. Let me turn this bad boy off. Alright, so definitely needs a clutch. I will make my recommendations to the customer. Definitely want to replace that MAF sensor, because it shouldn't be doing this. There's no way you should see 0.05 grams or 0.03 volts. Not with the ignition switch just on. It shouldn't be recording any data. This should be at 0. Alright, so I'll make my recommendations to the customer. Replace that MAF sensor. I know when I got called out, it was, according to a customer, was a no crank, no start, or a hard crank, no start. But I came in and the vehicle started off, so I went with the crank start, but just rough idle. And this is what I'm seeing. Maybe the MAF sensor had gotten so bad before to where the vehicle wouldn't start. So I'll make my recommendations to the customer. Hey, replace that MAF airflow sensor, and definitely that clutch. All right, well, that concludes my diagnosis. If this helps you out, by all means, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys take care.